Thank you, Ziad. And yeah, should be like easy, right? And you know that there is an expression. I mean, I'm getting old because when they say that you start also with anecdotes or sentence, it means that you're getting old. There is an expression, Ziad, in the, and I guess that you know that Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, solo dia, in a single day, and this is maybe is the first step for a a nice event that is going to be repeated over the years. And yeah, the room is not full, but I'm sure that the journey started. So it's the first step. So good luck with this. I hope that next year is going to be crowded, and more crowded. So going back to the my presentation, this is very light. Maybe I look like I put on the sides because the screen is quite big. Virtuoso. Do you know Virtuoso? Yes, yeah, at least the two persons that I was with the dinner yesterday, and Bertil, because it was part of the same organization of Parallels, if someone of you knows Parallels back in the days. Virtuoso is a company. Well, I will talk just one slide at the end about Virtuoso. Today I'm going to focus on data center hosting business. It's the right moment to invest. And I see that we also have friends of DHH that they are investing on this. My background, 20 years, blah, blah, blah. I'm primarily in clouds. I was in Parallels, then Ingram Micro, for the ones that you know Ingram Micro, and now in Virtuoso. I'm going to mention something that is not here, but you will find on my LinkedIn. I also work as an advisor for M&A in the hosting space for a Dutch family, Strict Word Investments. So when I'm going to talk as a vendor and also as a M&A advisor, if it's the right moment to build a company or to invest in the hosting, in the infrastructure. Well, actually, this is the title of short answer. Is the right moment? Some weeks ago, I was thinking, well, some months ago, when I was looking for companies to be acquired in Italy, across EMEA, and then when you struggle to find the right company, you start thinking, should I build my own company and then sell in some years? So I started to do some numbers and the answer was yes, but how many years I do have to wait to then sell the company, to make money and to stop working? So the answer was too long, so I stay where I am. But for the one that started some years ago, we will see that there is in the next slides, that there is a kind of consolidation motion about that. Is the market growing? Yes. So it's quite easy. I mean, I'm reviewing P&L of a lot of hosters, a lot of cloud service providers to understand their profitability. And yes, the revenue, the top line, as we say, is growing. The point is that it's growing also the bottom line, the cost. So the margin are staying the same. We see revenue growing, and we see costs growing. Why the costs are growing? This is one of the reasons. I mean, here you can see on this line, the inflation. Total cost of ownership of data center, infrastructure, cloud service provider is growing. And we see here a peak, very light here, 5.4. So I was in Nürburgring last week, and I was talking to hosters, the small hosters. I mean, 3 million of revenue, small for Europe. And in Virtuoso, we are building a kind of network of hosters where we want to run our technology and build a kind of franchising of data centers, okay? Kind of white label. They provide the infrastructure, and we put the solution on top, and then we do a kind of hyperscaler, but with local players. Hence, the owner of this hoster told me, Antonio, the the P&L, the price, the business case that we prepared 6 months ago is not valid anymore because we cannot sell our infrastructure to you. Actually, we buy the infrastructure, we rent the infrastructure because the total cost of ownership is increasing. And it's not sustainable anymore. The electricity, and in Germany, the electricity is very expensive compared to Italy. I come from Italy. So there is this cost to run a data center that is increasing. And so we need to be cautious about where we go in terms of usage of the data center. Because if we think to, as it was 20 years ago, I mean, if I could go back in the past, 20 years ago, I would build a register, as someone did, and hosters. Now I will have some thousands users on mass market, traditional hosters, and I could sell my company for some millions. And maybe I will be here for vacation 3 months per year. And that's it. You will find me a place where to stay 3 months. I find a place, oh, you are from here, okay. So the point is that who started 20 years ago? The right choice, because now, you know, consolidation of the market, having the customer on top of the platform is the most complex things. So will I build a traditional hosters right now? No. No. If I had the money to invest and to build a company, it would not be a traditional hosters. It would be something different. Why? Because if you are traditional hosters, you can provide easy use cases to the customers. One use case, not very demanding, but as soon as the end users, so the customer, is asking something bigger, I will struggling with the delivery to scale. Why? Because when they will ask for auto-scaling, high availability, I mean, I'm not going to read all of these. What is going to happen is that they will go to hyperscaler. Because it's there, transactional, easy. You go there, you pick up, and you buy the service. So not traditional hosters. Right moment to invest? Yes. But where? Not on traditional hosters. This has been done 20 years ago. So if you want to build something here, should be something different. How different? We will see in the next slides. Should I invest here? Yes. Why? Because we see this growing rate. Let's focus on the red ones. PaaS and IaaS. I'm quite sure that you know what does it mean. A platform and infrastructure. I would say, can I use metaphor? Can I use, no, right? Yesterday, yeah, that's true. Yesterday I had a dinner with actually 2 friends that I met yesterday, but we are already friends. This is Mediterranean approach. I mean, we just met yesterday, but we feel like that we know each other since years. And they will talk about internet exchange points that I was not aware of what it is. And for me, it was like an educational training yesterday. And we were talking in dinner and say, sometimes we use figures or metaphors, right, to explain a concept. And we said, maybe we should avoid because people get confused. This is just between you and I. So I'm not going to use metaphors, but platform and infrastructure. Infrastructure is the space, let's say, put it this way. While PaaS, you have also the tools to develop on the space. We see growth. This is worldwide, 24 and 30. Now the next slide is going to be about Middle East and North Africa. So do you think it is going to be higher or lower than worldwide? Right. It's going to be higher, not in terms of weight, because it's still 1%, 1.5%, but in terms of growth rates. 27 and 35. So should I invest here? Yes, I'm here actually. Instead of being Rome and working for all the Middle East, all the Africa, all the Europe, that is under my responsibility, I'm here in Tunisia. And not just because I trust Ziet, but because I really think that this can be a starting point for Africa. And I really hope that this event is going to be bigger and bigger in the future. Because, I mean, it's just believing on it. It's just trust and remove the infrastructure limitation. So you see, the growth is there. The weight, so 1.5 is, I mean, compared to 136, it's nothing. It's nothing. But the growth is there. And I'm seeing a good traction in Middle East. I was there 4 weeks ago with Bertil, because we meet Bertil every week now in the events. And over there, I'm seeing the traction of gaming, on artificial intelligence, and they are investing a lot in Saudi, in Emirates, a lot of money on building infrastructure to provide gaming tournament, for example. So it's a niche market. We see, actually, if you invest here, if someone wants to invest here, 2 options. And I talk based on my experience. The first one is consolidate and optimize. You build the hosters, you build a cloud service provider, strong efficiency, 3 years, you sell the company. Thank you. It was very light, so I was feeling. Infrastructure issues, right? Okay. Well, the point is that the first was I build a company, and then I sell the company in 3-5 years. There are groups right now in Europe that are consolidating, Miss Group, Your Online, Team Blue, and they are buying company. What they do with this company? They optimize the cost, and they share the best practices internally. You see? Efficiency scale, the last point. One platform serving all the legal entities, all the company across the countries, and they build a huge group, the group. The other one is to become a little bit different on the market. So be special. So this nice, I'm going to mention also the name. This guy comes from Austria, Patrick, and builds and hosts in Dubai. The name is Bamboozle. Bamboozle. And I was with him 4 weeks ago, and he told me, Antonio, I'm going to build a data center in Cairo for tournaments, gaming tournaments. I say, what? Yeah, your platform is perfect for GPU. I don't want to get into many details, technical details, but they're going to use the efficiency of the GPU to build tournaments, gaming tournaments, in Cairo. A guy from Austria went to Dubai to build a data center in Cairo. This is funny, yeah? Instead of having someone from Egypt building a data center for tournaments. So this is the second part, having something niche, specialized. Well, you will say, okay, but hyperscaler. In the interview this morning with Zietz, we talked about this in the radio. Can you compete with big guys? AWS, Google, Microsoft, Alibaba, and so on? Well, you need to have a local stuff. You see, local infrastructure and local services. I push a lot for the second one. For the low latency, my dear friends, they will talk about that on Amex, and the compliance. Of course, you need to have them on sites, local stuff. For me, it's going to be critical also the local support, the white glove experience, talking the same language, talking the same culture, understanding when it's the right moment to say something and when it's the right moment to shut up also with the customers. Hyperscalers are very transactional. And build something of niche focus. I was saying GPU, gaming. And also don't be scared to be small. When you grow a lot, then you have to be very efficient. Because this is how you will be felt close to the end users and customers. And this is the slide that was mentioned in my mind when I talked to the radio this morning. Standard needs, special needs. This is quite easy. Transactional versus something custom. Located, I wanted a center very close to my enterprise, huge enterprise. I would like to have the connectivity very close, low latency, as I would say. So not transactional. You have to see the hyperscaler like distributors. And I worked 2 years in Micro, and the distributors are a transactional machine. They want to have everything the same every day, not changes in the process. While with the special needs, you can adjust the services to the need of the customer. I'm going with the time. Should be okay, right? This is last 2 slides. I like these slides because I like numbers. Okay, what is important in the clouds, in the infrastructure? That's easy. Money. Money is the first one for everyone. It's for enterprises, for SMB. I come from, hello? I come from south of Italy, and we are not so developed. Well, we are very similar to Tunisia in terms of culture. Well, and my mother, after 30 years, is still telling me, Antonio, you have to switch the light off. I said, Ma, okay, now the electricity is not so expensive as in the past. No, you have to switch. It's like a cultural stuff. Why? Because you don't have control on how much you're paying when you have the electricity. It's there, you turn on, you pay, and then at the end of the month, you will realize. So it's like betting how much you're going to pay. You don't have the control, the forecast of the spend. And the cloud is the same. You go in an hyperscaler, and it's like you bring the kids in a toy shop. It's like, I want this, and you start paying, and you start using, and you pay. So you lose the control on how much you are paying. This is another reason why, it's another way of comparing with hyperscaler and local. So spending, and then you see the difference. Enterprises, so big player versus small players. For the big players, enterprises, lack of resource expertise. They don't have the people. Shortage of people. We are in the era of shortage. Everything is short. We don't find people, we don't find. So for enterprises, it's shortage of expertise, while for SMB, it's a security. Yeah, you see the... And what it was surprise for me was the last point, multi-cloud. So for enterprises, it's important to manage, the challenge is to manage the multi-cloud. Why? Because an enterprise is going to use different location to provide the services. So most likely you will end up in, I was in Qatar, I can mention this. I was in Qatar, and I was with Ooredoo Qatar, Ooredoo Qatar. And they are using all the hypervisor. They're using Microsoft, AWS, they're using Google, VMware internally. And I was talking with them, and then I say, multi-clouds, really? Can you help us with multi-clouds? Because, managing all these infrastructures is, a little bit tough for us. Moving the workloads, migration, and blah, blah, blah. So multi-cloud for enterprises is very important. And on top of this number, on my experience, I'm seeing this on the markets. Multi-cloud, the last one, here, this one. This one. And then the rest is compliance for SMB, but it's not higher than enterprises. It's just because the other bars are smaller than enterprises, because enterprises have more money to invest, so they can easily fix this. So, long story short, money, security, expertise, and multi-clouds. These are the challenges on the infrastructure, hosting, and blah, blah. And now is the slides that's in Italian we would call marchetta. So it's explaining a little bit, 2 minutes, because this is not about Virtuoso. This is about, if it's the right moment to invest. We are investing here. I'm here. Alessandro is here, my colleague. We are sponsor of these events because, again, we think that is the right moment. And as Virtuoso, we want to enable local local actors. We enable infrastructure. We are an infrastructure company, software on infrastructure, and we can provide services on infrastructure level and on application level. So we talk to data center, and we talk to DevOps, developers, and so on. And that's it. I will not, again, do a speech about Virtuoso. I hope that you enjoy the presentation, and thank you. That's it.